Hello and welcome to another episode of Finance Foundation for Business Owners. In today's episode, we are covering a topic that sits underneath everything else in this series. Let's talk about why you must separate business money from personal money. Because if you do not have these rights, your budgets, your cash flow forecast, your tax records will be harder to trust. I was recently talking to a friend who runs a small business, and I asked what seems like a very simple question. I asked, how much profit did your business make last month? Then he paused, downloaded his bank statements and started scrolling through his transactions. He could see a client payment coming in, there's a supermarket expense, a supplier's invoice, school trip payments, software subscription, fuel, even family meal. Another customer payments came in. Everything is sitting in the same account. Then he realized he could not give a clear answer. This is because the business money and the personal money have become mixed together. And once this happens, it becomes very difficult to see what the business is really doing. That is the problem we want to talk about in this episode. Let us be honest about how this happens. It starts innocently. A customer pays into your personal account because you have not opened a business account yet. You buy something for the business on your personal card because it is convenient. You use your business funds to pay a family expense because the money is there. And before long, money is moving in and out without a clear record of what belongs where. At the beginning, it feels very harmless. But over time, it creates a serious structural problem. You no longer have clean financial records, and if your records are not clear, your decision will not be clear either. A business does not need money coming in. It also needs structure around the money that is coming in. Let us use a simple example. A small service-based business receives £4,000 from clients in 1 month. If that money goes into the owner's personal account, alongside the food money, school fees, fuel and household bills, it is very easy to look at the balance in the account and think, okay, there's money in the account. But the full £4,000 is not available to spend. Part of that money belongs to the business expenses. Part of it may need to be set aside for tax. Part of it may be what the owner pays themselves as salary, drawing, depending on the business structure you are running. And only after those things have been considered can the owner see what is genuinely left as business cash reserve. We will break this down very shortly. But first, let us look at what goes wrong when business and personal money are not kept separate. 3 things goes wrong. The first problem with mixing your personal money and business money is that your profits becomes unclear. In the case of my friend, a business owner may say, I made £5,000 this month. But the question is, what does that mean? Was the £5,000 the sales income? Was it the money left after expenses? Was it the amount in the bank before bills were paid? Was it the amounts withdrawn personally for their use? These are different things. Sales are not profits. Profit is not the same as cash. And cash in the bank is not always money available to spend. If personal shopping, school expenses, family trip, subscription, business expenses, client payment, and suppliers payment are all passing through the same account, it becomes difficult to know what the business actually earned and what it actually spends. Separation makes this visible. When business money is separate, you can see business income, business expenses, and owner individual more clearly. This makes it easy to determine if the business is making profit or not. The second problem is that your cash flow forecast becomes unreliable. Remember in the last episodes, we looked at cash flow and the 13-week cash flow forecast. And we talked about the weekly cash check. These tools only work if the information going into them is reliable. If business and personal money are mixed, the forecast becomes harder to trust. You may think the business has £3,000 available, but part of that may already belong to a supplier or a VAT or a loan repayment. At the same time, personal withdrawals may be reducing your business cash without being properly recorded. The same applies to your bookkeeping, your budget, and eventually your tax records. Everything you build on top of your financial data is only as good as that data. Mixed record creates a weak foundation. So, separate the money and everything built on top of it becomes more reliable. The third problem is that your tax becomes harder, costly, and riskier. This problem is the most serious one and the one that causes the most damage in the long run. So, when records are mixed, tax preparation becomes slower and even more stressful. Your accountant or bookkeeper has to untangle personal and business transactions before they can even start on their tax work. And that takes a lot of time, and their time costs money. They are going to charge you very high. Beyond the cost, there is a compliance risk. You may accidentally include personal expenses as business expenses, which could attract HMRC scrutiny. You may miss legitimate business expenses that will have reduced your tax bill because you cannot identify them in the noise. And if HMRC ever asks you to evidence a deduction, mixed records make that conversation much harder than it needs to be. The issue is not only about getting the numbers right, it is about having evidence. If an expense is for the business, there should be a clear record of what was bought, when, who it was paid to, why it was for the business, and where the receipt is. Clean record protect you. Mixed record leave you exposed. So what should you do as a business owner? The first thing you should do is open and use a separate business bank account. If you are running a limited company, this is especially important because the company is legally separate from you. But even for sole traders, separation is still very good practice because it gives you clearer records. And the second thing you should do as a business owner is pay yourself in a structured way. Do not treat the business account like a second personal wallet where you just make payments anytime you want. Decide how money will be taken out and record it properly as drawings, salary, dividend, or director's loan pay movements, depending on the business structure you run. The third thing is keep your business receipts and invoices. Do not rely on memory. Use a folder, an app, or an accounting software, or a simple monthly upload process. The fourth thing you should do is create a tax reserve. When money comes in, remember that not all of it belongs to you. Some portion of that money may need to be set aside for VAT if you are a VAT registered business. There is corporation tax if you run a limited company, or self-assessment income tax and national insurance if you are a sole trader. The exact amount depends on your business structure and profit level. But the habit of protecting that money before you spend it is what prevents an unexpected tax bill later. And the fifth thing you should do as a business owner is review the business accounts weekly. Ask 4 questions. What came in? What went out? What is due soon? What money is genuinely available? That weekly habits can prevent a lot of financial confusion. So in our previous example, we talked about a business owner who received £4,000 into their account. Let us complete that picture. Imagine this business received £4,000 from clients in 1 month. If that money goes into a personal account, the owner may simply see £4,000 and start spending. But the business may have £1,200 of business expenses. It may need to set aside £600 for tax. The owner may decide to take £1,500 personally. That leaves £700 in the business. Now the picture is very clear. The business did not really have £4,000 available for spending. It had business income that needed to be divided into expenses, tax, owner's withdrawal, and the remaining as cash. This is the discipline that separation creates. It's help you see the truth before you make decisions. So, here is your action step for this week. Look at your last 30 days of transaction and separate them into 5 categories. Your business income, your business expenses, your personal withdrawals, your money set aside for tax, and any unclear transactions. Anything you cannot immediately categorize, those are unclear transactions. If there are many unclear transactions, that is a sign that your system needs attention. Then ask yourself, if someone look at my record today, Would you understand what happened in the business last month? If the answer is no, do not panic. Start from now. Open the right accounts, keep the records, label the transactions, and review it weekly. Financial clarity is built by small, consistent habits. So, let us bring this together. Before you can manage your profits, cash flow, budget, or tax properly, you must first separate the money. The budget becomes clearer when business money is separate. A cash flow forecast becomes more reliable when business transactions are clean. Tax preparation becomes easier when records are complete, and business decision becomes better when the owner can see what is really happening. So remember this, clarity starts with separation. If you find this useful, please like this video, subscribe to the Tripple P Solutions channel, and leave a comment with one area of business finance you would like me to explain next. And if you need support getting your records clean, your account structured, or your business finances organized, Tripple P Solutions works with business owners to build that clearly. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.